I'm Cameron Cheats with Queerty. Nice to meet you, Omar.
Queerty.
Yeah.
I know you guys.
Gay stuff. Thanks.
Messy.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I want to dive in. I actually want to
start with me.
we'll dive in. We're going to start surface level. No, I know you're big into astrology, and so I wondered if you thought about what sign your character might be.
Oh, he's giving Gemini.
Gemini?
Just
Okay.
like cocky, but also like really sincere and down to earth. It's like Gemini.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can see that.
I don't know, because Aquarius is, how he just left. He left him.
That's true. There's sort of like a... Okay, is that what Aquariuses do? They ghost.
Leave.
They tend to ghost.
Yeah, they leave.
I mean, I wondered along those lines. He's a man of few words as far as we see it, but you communicate so much through the performance. You're so vulnerable in these scenes. But I mean, are you having conversations with Luca or Justin, the writer, beforehand about like who this guy is and what brought him to this bar and this point in time? Or are you just sort of trying to stay in the moment with the performance? I mean, how much backstory did you give him?
Yeah, Luca, I read the script that Justin sent over, and I understood, I initially thought that the character was going to have way more explicit scene because the way that it was written, it was a lot more happening.
Okay.
And that day they decided hey, let's tone it down. Let's just suggest that these things happen or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. Fine with me. Let's work. But the character, I mean, it's just I'm just lending myself to develop, William Lee's character. There isn't much besides him being this somber, probably horny guy sitting down in a bar, a gay bar. We've all been there, but and I originally did a song, but he asked me to do it after he asked me for the role, and I was like, yeah, I'm down. Luca did, and then I did a song, I performed it, and we're releasing it on the 20th. It didn't make the film, but it's gonna come out anyway, so it'll be really cool.
Whoa, I mean, that's amazing. It's funny, I was going to ask you, and there's such great music in this film, I was going to ask if there was a song of yours that you felt would soundtrack one of these scenes, but I mean, knowing this, are you looking at a certain element of the film, a certain scene? What fueled the writing of this song then?
His character, William Lee's character, was, he's a lot of unrequited love, yearning and loss, and that's what the song is about. It's a torch song.
Yeah.
Called Te Maldigo, which is kind of damn you or whatever, But yeah, it's just loneliness. Gay people know that.
Yeah.
That energy.
Yeah, of course. I was going to say, I mean, it's in other of your work too, in your music, those
Very
feelings.
familiar,
So that's, that makes sense. Wait, I also wanted to double back on. So you mentioned that it was written to be even more explicit, but to be clear, you were game for anything. When you read the script, you're like, let's do it.
Yeah, do whatever you want, Luca. I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I trust him. He's everything I've seen. All of his intimate scenes are really tasteful and shot beautifully. So
yeah, he's sort of who does it like him? He's sort of the best in that regard. I feel with these intimate erotic scenes that tell so much about the character.
I agree.
More than just who they're sleeping with. In terms of diving in as new to being an actor and working with Daniel Craig, what did you learn from Daniel in that scene? What did he kind of give you as an actor?
He really turns it on.
Yeah.
The actor thing where they're just switch. It's a switch, I really feed off other people's energy. That's why I love live performances and things like that. I feel like I do better when someone else is giving me the energy because it's a flow, So he just is just a professional. He's so prolific and revered, and I'm just happy that I was even thought of for this scene in particular.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you bring it. You match that energy 100%. It's awesome.